Let me move on to what are the deadly mistakes to avoid. So this is what I've seen over the years, for the past close to 6 years. First of all, they don't really have a plan. They don't really have a job search strategy. How do I mean by that? They are just using one resume, applying to hundreds of applications from so many different industries. So many clients are using one resume to apply for admin, to apply for project management, to apply for property manager, to apply for finance and accounting. And I'm telling you, the success rate or the rate of securing an interview with that, you're probably looking at hundreds of applications before you're invited to an interview, or 50s, 60s. If you have a clear career clarity, you have a very clear idea of your career path, possible career path. And another thing I want to add is when we talk about career path plural, it's totally fine. You have multiple industries you want to apply, but you need tailor-made resume cover letter for that industry. And it could be complicated if you use one LinkedIn and you're applying for, say, accounting and engineering, and then very different. That's something we'll have to work one-on-one to really figure out. But you need to have a focus, a very clear, definite few career paths, but not 10, maximum 5. Normally I would just suggest 3. You can have 3 industries and 3 type of roles within the industry, typical company, the right department, the beginning entry-level role, and what you want to grow into. That's what we call a career path. That's what we call a career clarity. And with the clarity, you'll be able to derive your job search plan. It's going to be so simple for that. That's the mistake. Number one, that the mistakes I've seen. They lack that clarity, they lack that focus. Secondly, focusing on the wrong details when they are applying for job, focusing in the wrong details when they are doing their job search. For example, last year, there was a client approached me, very young, she's in her 20s, and she was quite rude actually. She was very determined to only ask one question from me to get that free advice, which is, she's turning 23, she's 22, turning 23, she asked me what specific age should she write on the resume. This may sound very ridiculous to you, but it was a very real example. And she just wanted to get the information for free. And I have to tell her, it really doesn't matter what age you put on there. Of course, if you're in your 40s and 60s, 42, 60s, yes, it matters your age, depends on the type of the job, depends on your experiences. But for the majority of general people from their 20s to 40s, age is not a big factor. What's most important is always the relevant experience, relevant your work performances, past track record of things that you have done. That's relevant to the job. So focusing on the wrong details include what I said, the resume age, the format, the color, the font you use. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it can be really messy, but as long as it's reasonable to read, they don't matter that much. It's more important you have the right credentials. And I have a lot of clients who were so cautious about their university grades, their high school grades, which again is quite irrelevant. And they're putting too much emphasis on irrelevant experiences from other industry, from other country. Now, experiences from other country is useful, but the most useful one is local experiences, especially in Australia. It could be different in the US, it could be different in Europe from my experience, but in Australia, most relevant is local experiences. If you use 90% of your resume writing about experiences irrelevant, or 100%, that's why it's difficult for you. That's point number 2. Point number 3 is being so passive applicant, passive job seeker. And how do I mean by that? They are only applying when there's a job coming out on Seek, on Career One. A lot of them don't have LinkedIn profile. If you are looking for a job in the English world, in Australia, in the US, in Europe, in Asia Pacific, please do create a LinkedIn profile and reach out. I have so many clients asking me, oh, I have someone contact me telling me there might be an interview and I've been waiting for 2 weeks. Should I reach out? Reach out. And for those who reach out, good job on you. Making sure you're reaching out in the right way and the right person. One example I have done myself is, going into a company, go to their reception and handing over your resume. Great effort. But a lot of the times they stop there. They stuck in that reception desk, never gone to the managers. So it's really about being proactive in the right way, contacting the right person to enhance your success rate of application. Point number 3. And point number 4 is once they got interview, once they got invitation, they stop looking for other jobs. And that, man, is a roller coaster. I've seen it many, many times. And that's why at the beginning, I always told them you need to have a plan. As we all know, or some of you maybe don't know, the whole process of starting interviewing and eventually getting that job offer could stem from 3-4 weeks up to 3-4 months. I have personally experienced 5 months before I got eventually starting a job. And if you stop looking for a job and eventually that 5 months you're putting all your hope in one basket and then it crash, you have nothing. It's so sad. So even my clients at very senior level, C-level people, they don't stop looking when they have invitation, when they have interview, even job offer. Those are the deadly mistakes. And what does it really look like, or what does it really feel like when you're using the correct strategy?